and welcome. My name is Joyce Flanagan and I've been in the cosmetology industry for over 20 years and I've been a licensed instructor for 10. And I am so super excited to show you this wonderful, cool technique of shadow root and foliage. So let's get started. Alright guys, so we're going to start this shadow root and foliage. So as you can see right now, her ends are a level 8, and she also at her new growth, it is a level 7. So there's a lot of warmth in this. So what I want to do is to pull some dark through here, but I want to cancel out some of that warmth. I want it like a little chocolatey cool. So today we're going to use the Wella Color Touch 4-stroke 7-1. So level 4, and then the 7 is brown, and that 1 is ash. So that's going to give me that wonderful chocolate cool. And then also we're going to use free lights for her foliage. So I just wanted to give just a little bit of a lift on her ends and mid-lengths. So we're just going to use the free lights with free lights 20 volume. Okay, we're going to get started. I want to let you know that I sectioned her hair as so, because when I start my foliage, I really want good foil placement around her hairline and towards the front of her face so it can really frame her face well. So the way she parts her hair is right here. So I sectioned those two front sections just like she would her part. So you want to make sure that you really outline that section that you're working on completely so that you can get good saturation. And then you're going to take 1/4 of an inch subsections. And I'm going to pull it down just a little bit, not too much, because remember I am doing a foliage. However, I do want to tell you that the reason why I chose to use a semi-permanent over a permanent is because when I do foliage, I feel as though my demi-permanents blend a lot better with my lightener versus using a permanent hair color. And I can really make sure that that saturation is really good. So again, taking 1/4 of an inch subsection and applying that color and getting good saturation in. So we're going to take my 1/8 of an inch subsection. I'm going to take it right on top of here. I'm going to take my comb and I'm going to comb that color through. And I want to tease this hair just a little bit, just softly, so it's not a lot, as you can see. And then I'm going to take that foiled piece of fiberglass and I'm going to place that hair right at this foil. Get it positioned like so. I'm going to grab my free lights. I'm going to go ahead and apply that color. Alright, so the next section, we're not going to foil that section. However, we're still going to comb that semi-permanent down some so that we can get a good blend, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that color all the way to the ends. Okay? we're going to go at an angle. I'm going to get close to her face as I can. And the reason being is because I want that foliage, I want it to come up towards her face so it can frame her face really nicely. So we've now come to the toning process. So I just want to give it a little bit more coolness through her mid-lengths and ends that I used the foliage on. So the toner I decided to use was the Wella liquid toners, and the ones I'm using is Lightest Natural, which is stroke 03, and Lightest Pearl, which is stroke 16. And I've mixed it with our Wella Pastel Developer. So it's really going to be a nice, rich coolness. Going to have like a little beige tone to it. It's going to be really, really lovely to go along with her chocolatey cool shadow root that we gave her as well. And now we're going to do her haircut, and all I'm going to do is I just want to lift up this back section a little bit. So we're going to give her a bob, a swing bob. So I'm just going to lift that back up just a little bit, and then give her a good stacking back here, and then in the front we're going to leave it nice and long and lengthy. So we're going to start back here by doing her perimeter. I'm going to start in this back center. And then as I get close to my sides, I'm going to start to angle down a little bit so that I can keep that length. And I'm going to start taking her side sections. And I'm going to bring those back. Bring them down. Create my angle. And using my back perimeter as my guide. Alright, so now I am doing a little refining of those front sides. So I had her turn to her shoulder so that I can really see the design that I want to create on the side front pieces. So just kind of making sure that they are all a good length. Okay, now we're going to give her some layers back here. So I am creating myself a guide in the back so that I can start her layers. Your sections, I always make sure that I don't make my sections wider than my comb. That way I have more precise cutting. So there's my guide right there, and there's the bottom. Remember, I didn't want to create that much of layering effect, so I'm just pulling it straight out 90 from that section that I'm in. And then I'm just going to drag it down just a little bit, and you can see where there's a few hairs that need to be trimmed up. This safety zone area right in here, I'm going to over direct that. That way it'll still be balanced, and when the hair falls, I'm not going to create a hole there. Again, I can see my guide. And I'm going to go back to my centerpiece that I started with and work my way to the opposite direction. Alright, so we're now on the side sections. So what I'm doing is I just want to check the blending of the sides. I really don't want to put layers on her sides. So I'm just going to comb this hair over. And I'm going to rub this piece right above the ear. And I'm just going to pull it slightly back. And there is the little hairs that can be blended into each other. So I'm just going to do those. So now we are finished with her haircuts. So you see how we lift up the back a little bit and kept her pretty long towards the front. And now we're going to blow dry. Here's our finished product. So I just gave her some cute twist curls with the flat iron. And now I'm just going to finger through very nicely. If you have any questions, please comment below. And as you can see, her hair looks so pretty. It really gave her a nice blending. And her style came out really pretty. Just as well. I love it. Hope y'all do too.